Come in, come in. Hello, hello, old souls, fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. My name is Steph.
First.
If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We are going to drop some ink in this baby book of blots. We'll scry for shapes and symbols that will speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on some tarot and oracle, and where Mr. Ghosty here is, we have Ghost Tube for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our auric adventures. Overall, please do receive a release freely. And when you're ready, let's go. All right. I hope you're doing well. We're going to stick to classic black and white. Nice
Inside.
little contrast. Yeah, we're going to go deep inside. If you're new here, we're just simply creating a portal to perceive in, less worrying about making a masterpiece.
Gerald.
Hi, Gerald. How are you? Or you might be Gerald. As well, feel well to comment below what you see, sense, or feel, as your insights always deepen the reading and it continues to grow and expand and add more explorations. As well, you can keep quiet. That's cool too if you're not a commenter. But I do appreciate any interactions with the channel. If you decide to give it a like, subscribe, or join our secret society. When you're ready, let's go. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of anyone here at any time. Fellow old souls, empaths, seers, and psychonauts, thank you for being my muse.
No thanks.
And may you meet a message with meaning. There you go. If you'd like to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time, by all means, personal use only. See how you feel throughout the day or timelessness. There's a strength coming through. Okay, hold on. All right. Something about the winds of change. Okay, so the strength is coming in up here. Let's see if I can get my inky fingers out of the way. There's a figure standing up here. There is spirit here. I'm not sure what this is. There might be somebody else.
No thanks.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely a no thanks kind of situation. There might be, if I may, it could be part of your subconscious, another part of your psyche, or somebody externalized, embodying the energy, expressing it to you so that you'll see it that way. You know, you're wise enough. I don't need to say anything. There we go. So it's kind of in this mode. They're at the forefront, like they're closer to me, and they're handling a snake. It's not serpent, it's snake. And they are trying to send something to you. And if this is just for one person, thank you for holding space for them to receive this message. I mean, if it's not, I'm sure more insights will come through. And it's like they're sending something. See how large it is, though? But it's because
Not
of
likely.
this spirit of something. It's the spirit of something that is between you and them. But there's this curiosity of what this is, and it's really close to you. Whatever this may be in whatever channel, right? Corporate, creative, romantic, platonic, psyche, psychic, working on whatever it is. And it's almost like, but they're presenting themselves, or this snake, it's a shadow snake, so it's trying to work in the subconscious, so it absolutely could be in the subconscious realm or in the shadowscapes to see what this is that you're working with. There's an opportunity that's happening in some wisdom, your shadow's wisdom. There's like a hand out here, like a hand out, not a hand out, a hand is out. And this hand is saying, it's almost like when a dog has a ball and you're like, drop it. And whatever they have in their mouth, they have an opportunity, the extension of this energy, they have the opportunity to drop it and give back what they think they have taken from you, which may be an inspiration for you to think something has been taken from you. This might be in the past. This could be in your childhood, adolescence. This could be yesterday, right? Whatever the case may be is. But they're trying to hold on to it quite tightly because it's almost, the word specifically, unmanageable or ill managed, because this wind thing is moving and it's bringing you another piece. It's bringing you another piece. Here's the thing as well. I'm sorry if this is all over the place, but sorry, not sorry at all. Old souls. This could also be, of course, what you're feeling in the collective, right? I never know how far out oracally we are. If this is an internal, blah, blah, blah. So, but I'm seeing the game Mousetrap, if you've ever played that. And, you know, it's like something drops here and then that clicks off here. Or if you can imagine Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure when he's making his breakfast in the morning. And there's all like these fun, weird things that happen for his eggs and his toast to fly. This is kind of what it's like. And I got to write down Pee-wee Big Adventure. Because there's something being set up for this adventure. Okay, moving on from the story. I'm going internally. I'm going to put myself in it. Let's go. External energy, pause. Because this is a reflection of them as well. I don't know if it's greed, but it's the word I'm hearing. It's very odd. It may feel like or look like in whatever metric or measures are happening that it's taking from you. But this is part of the illusion. I'm not saying you're not seeing it in whatever metrics you are seeing it, but there is some sort of illusion about this. Because once somebody recently said it in the comment section, the antidote to the venom is in the venom. So when whatever they have taken or whatever perhaps from your energy, which has been allowed for one reason or another, I'm assuming from strengthening space, it's an opportunity for one to strengthen, maybe a sense of security, your spiritual security, whatever the case is, or to bring something to light about someone or something in your life, including a mindset, whatever the case may be, or collectively to notice what's being taken. To notice that, to bring that to light. That's not a comfortable thing by all means. However, it's like by taking that though and maybe digesting some of it, they are going to receive an antidote in a different kind of reflection for that action, for that choice. Okay, when I wander internally, more internally of like this Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and it feels like something's changing, and maybe you're noticing in the air of the collective that there is change afoot, and there could be like this wily coyote sensation that I gotta move really fast or erratic. Maybe somebody else is moving, or collectively it's moving fast and erratic to not get caught. If you've played the game Mousetrap, under the net, right? But you've actually set up the conditions for your energies like a security system, so they will be caught. Then there's the way I'm hearing it is a catch and release program that you have within your energy. But there's a remembering. And it's like each time that happens, I don't know if maybe it's individual. It's not for me to constipate myself over, because I will. It's like if there's a soft spot in your house or in your energy, in your home or your job, and that's where you always put the mousetrap in this symbolic example, because this is where they're most likely going to come in. And if anyone or anything else tries to come in from a different space or a different spot, it's going to be very apparent. It might be hidden for a while, and it could also be on the computer, or somebody in your computer, or somebody like in your comment section, or in your audience, right? And allowing that, even like seeing those metrics go up and go down. there's some sort of indication where it may be illusionary as a reflection of one's value or worth. That's not it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. It's not that it's not valuable. It has value, but not to the whole scope of your whole value, a holistic value from an old soul space, and all the different degrees in there. This is but one. And if something's being taken out of greed, jealousy, and it doesn't have to be negative, but it feels negative, because if it was positive, it would be adding, right? So then there might be this one, and they might not even know they're doing it consciously. I feel like this is a strong message. And I don't want to dismiss it, because in the event, or in any aspect, large or small, we go through this humanly, right? Through the filtering, in all the positions and titles and metrics and measurements we have for ourselves. And we also don't want to forget where we've put our own traps and like stub your toe on it, and then, you're like, what? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. But it lets you know, it's like that's some sort of attention thing as well. Remember, maybe keep an eye out. Not that I'm trying to make anyone paranoid. That's not the case at all. But I do think in some way, shape, or form, it's realistic in the way that we work in, right? Like even physically, energetically, emotionally, digitally, onlinely, monetarily, like all of these metrics have a place to expand and contract. Yes. And when it's almost like in that whole, the hills and the valleys, right? And we can see it linearly. It's like, say if, our bank account goes up or bank account goes down. Life is easy, life is hard, or whatever the case is. And it might seem like these peaks and valleys, but I imagine instead of seeing it linearly, it's like move the scope up, right? Just move it up. So, and I don't mean to do it so slithering, but I also don't want it to be where the serpent, or the serpent to me is a positive aspect, knowledge, sacred knowledge, portal protecting, because I think this is what it's about. It's like somebody is a serpent, they're a snake pretending to be a serpent. Okay, because I think you have access to something right in here. You have access to something different. There's a very strong arm coming in. Somebody or yourself may feel that you might be strong-armed into a situation. My balanced notion, as I'm just going to like plot myself right in here, and every time I do that, I imagine like the little Google Maps guy.
I hear you.
Like literally in my head. And I go bloop, and I try and like legitimately see from that space. And it's both as the example, my shadow and shine, for lack of a better term, or yin yang, whatever you might be working with, but I'm seeing it as coalescing of creation, and they meet this. There's also an angel coming through with a very long trumpet. I think it's a trumpet. It's like one of those really, really long ones. So I just got to know, I'm going to go back over for a moment. I'll start adding on some shaman cards in a moment. There's a whispering going on behind this person. They actually have their arms behind their back as well. Their hands are tied about something. I don't know if it's what. If this is a collective or again or an individual, you can pinpoint. They have their hands behind their back. They have somebody speaking behind their bed or behind their head, maybe in bed again, because this could be in the rest state or in the shadows of the spirit world. Spirit being all that is. Anyway. They have to cough it up. So I don't know if this is okay, we're going to go over there. Whatchamacallit. something will be revealed. Like they won't even know what they've said to you, but it tells you something, or they have to. What for heavens and hot dogs, what is that term called? Like when,
Do not.
they cough it up. Like, give up the information. I'm sure, whatever. I'm too, okay. It is what it is. And just maybe that they've been thinking or saying about you, or whatever the case is. And again, I don't like to get into those storylines, but let's acknowledge sometimes it's a very real thing. It's the human experience. It's the human experience. Actually, I get the feeling that you are a trooper. I think you've put up with a lot more than you might even give yourself credit for, old soul. Okay, let's add on some cards. Lay of the land, ancestors coming through. Remember we were talking about those peaks and valleys, hills and whatnots. It's almost as if when somebody else senses that you're on top, and even yourself, if this is self-saboteur, but I'm standing in front, and it might have something to do with, what was that last moon we had? And forgive me if I'm wrong, because I'm definitely not an astrologist by any means. Was it like Aries, Mars, Hunter, Moon, something or other? That's the kind of vibe it's giving me. But you've already navigated. So now it's not a mouse trap. It's like one of those mazes. It's a maze. Now you might feel it as a labyrinth, but I'm seeing it as a maze. And but there's an intelligence to this. How fast I think you've done something, accomplished something, and are continuing to grow through a maze of the multiverse, the mundane, the material, the metaphysical, all of the things, all of the metrics that for a holistic value is like the cheese. It's like the cheese. Your adventure through that has been but one, and I'm on top of this hill, mountain, and again I could see it linearly, but I actually really want to do it like that, right? And it's going to go up, and it's going to go up, and it's going to go up. It's like you notice that. There was one scry we've done recently, and I don't know where it was, but I talked about something being skewed or askew. And that's what it feels like. It's like, oh, you could look at it linearly or in a 90 degrees, active or passive, but you're working in this way. There's also something like wandering up a path, and you can, like, say, staircase going up, and you can walk directly up or favor one side or the other, or you can actually zigzag your way up. There's something about leverage.
Only for you.
And then I have here benefactor, grace, and generosity. And maybe somebody feels, or you feel, you don't have enough leverage, or but I see that you're gaining leverage because you've already been through the labyrinth or the maze. And while this may be a pinnacle, that might piss other people off for one reason or another. See, I don't personally understand that. I'm more of a celebratory person, and I find it inspirational. However, but again, there's something about human nature here that's happening in a holistic way. And I think that's what I'm trying to sense, is it's all happening holistically versus in these spaces of separation. And yet I, as Steph, feel like in this mousetrap, I'm looking for certain traps so that I don't get trapped in something. Was that Indiana Jones? Indiana Jones. In the hand, the universe is your partner. Because I think you've been guided. Like, you have all this spirit everywhere. Whatever it is that you have received as well, like if somebody thinks you've received a handout, it's something, the benefits of this, that's their perception because it serves their perception. I think there's like to lower something so that they feel more secure, but by diminishing or lowering you. I don't know what this, anyway. That's their perception. Okay. And don't get me wrong, it's like I'm compassionately understanding of that. Okay, but I can't stay there. Hold on. Sorry. Because I see that as a lobster
Caution.
claw. It's not a crab claw. It's a lobster claw. And when you receive from both light and dark, it helps you to see like in the day and in the night, like those night vision goggles. So it's almost like you can see, you know, when like people are proficient.
Follow you.
Okay, so go back to where I just was with Indiana Jones, maybe, or like Tomb Raider, pick one. And they are so good at what they do that, you know, people will be walking
Impressed.
through the jungle or something and they're like, stop, because they see a setup about something. Yeah. And you've had this hand in receiving
Play.
generously. And you're very generous. It's like a charcuterie cheese platter board thingy. And you've been very generous with your offerings to that are open. And now you got to use some of that cheese for mouse traps. And that kind of sucks, right? That kind of sucks. Mood Main New Beginnings. This is that adventure. Pee Wee Herman's. Like, there was another one. I should know it. Big Top Pee Wee. Big Top Pee Wee. So this is going from like Pee Wee's Big Adventure to Big Top. Do you see? Like, it's in the wordage. If Pee Wee Herman's triggering to you in any sort of way that I don't mean to, it could also just be. And then there's Pee Wee's Playhouse. It's like going from Pee Wee's Playhouse to Pee Wee's Big Adventure to Big Top Pee Wee. It's the adventure, Playhouse, adventure to the Big Top to the big times. And if anything's being taken
Bedroom.
from you that you have allowed in some scope, in some metric and way, allowing it to alleviate and drip out.
Pleasure.
Because it's almost as if, how do I say that? Okay, so I'm under the water because let's just say I have all these things on me and it weights me down like when a scuba diver wants to go down. I don't need to be so rude and hold on. And they use that weight to their advantage to get them to sink. Because of how deep you were going. Like, I want to give credit where credit is due. In this, it's like not even just a maze on Earth, but like imagine a maze underwater. It's like a scuba maze. And now you got to start taking some of those off. So when somebody thinks they're taking from you, and they're like, I have their whatever, scuba things, or maybe things you've collected. But it's lightening you up so that you just float up to the big top. What is sacred?
Lady.
What is sacred, lady? What is sacred in all this? You wouldn't have just hanging off you in your aura. It wouldn't just be out there floating. The way I'm very specifically seeing this, and I'll share it, is, you know, like if there's like, I don't know, the ocean, like here's the shore, right? But it's a lake or a river or whatever the case is. But you're at a resort and then they will put like those things, those floaty things, or like if you're in a swimming pool, deep end, shallow end. So this is like the safe zone to swim in. That's how I see your aura. There might be a gentle netting under the water. But it's not, it's like even from shallow end to deep end in a pool, that dividery buoy thing doesn't go all the way down. The water communicates. Connectivity is on the bottom.
Confused.
It's all right if you're confused. You have a lot of strength. I also want to note that I feel like I am absolutely being nudged to look at something, including my own strength. Because I'm seeing like one of those like muscles. Like, look at my muscles. I don't have muscles, but you know what I mean. Okay. Last but not least, empty well. Time to replenish. You've gone all the way down. It's like, what's that? Oh, how do I say? Like, well, imagine if this well is how you got down here. Like, it's in the mountain. I also want to know, I want to come back to the very, very beginning before I wander over to the flip side, the other side Scry. If you're coming over to the Extended Explorer, 2 ways you can join us. Links from the description box. Remember, I was talking about this in the serpent, and the serpent protecting some sort of portal or the spirit of something, because it's not for them. This is the portal. This is the portal. It's like flushing something down the toilet. But you, once you come to this peak, it's like if you want it, you get to go through the portal like Mario Brothers in the pipe. Boop, 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 boop. And you get to see down the eye of the volcano. The all-seeing eye of sorts. And it's in whatever this is. Somebody's grandparents are very, very happy with them. Very, very happy with you. What you have done with the gifts of, I'm going to say your lineage that has added in, not just looking at the traumas or the triggers, but you're transmuting them, and they're very, very happy. And I want to use the word impressed quite specifically because they understand what's been and see, that came up. That was a title, press upon. I think that was a member's message. What was impressed upon you, and good, bad, or ugly, you're transmuting it. And that is a talent, but that's a skill, like the Tomb Raider, Indiana Jones kind of, or like a private investigator. You can maybe just go to school for one thing, like say I want to be a treasure hunter, I want to be a detective. But the bigger benefits is when somebody has a lot of experience in different things and then can apply it into that. I feel like I got off track somewhere. Is it off track? We never really know. Okay, there's a nudge though. There's a nudge. Okay, I'm going to head over to the other side. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. You guys are great. I so love you guys, old soul, and I will see you next week. Let's cut the cards and see. Attraction, the Rowan tree. Transformation and regeneration. Encouragement and protection. Quicken new things to be born. It's fast. This is a fast action adventure. Fast action.